Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I am going to go over how to repair an extension cord by replacing the ends. Why would you have to do that? Well, there's a number of reasons. One of the most common things is this prong here, the ground prong, will get torn out or torn off or bent. These flat prongs here, I've also seen them get bent up and mangled, and you try to straighten them out with a set of pliers and they're not going into the plug properly anymore. So rather than throw the extension cord out, a good solution in my mind is to replace the ends. These ends that I bought for this here were a little over $5 each at Canadian Tire. That's what we pay for them here in Canada. Our friends in the United States might get them for less, but that's what we pay for them here. But the extension cord, a decent 50-foot long extension cord, you're going to pay for that. So it is worthwhile to repair the extension cord if you can. So I have this one right here. I've already got the end cut off of it. This end here has been replaced once, and I don't know who did this, but you can see that I have the wires exposed, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but the insulation on this neutral is cut, and on the black is exposed. This is not a safe way to do this, so I'm going to show you how to do it properly. I'm going to get rid of this and replace this one. It's old, and replace it with this new one. I like this style better, so I am going to show you how that's done. So the first thing, I'll do this end here first, since I've already got it cut off. And what you're going to need, you are going to need a set of wire strippers. These here are for stripping your various gauges of wire. You've got a cutter right here, and then your crimping tool, which we're not going to need, but this is your crimping tool up here for putting other ends and splices in between. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to strip back this insulation with a knife. That's, I guess, the other thing you're going to need. You'll need a Phillips screwdriver, although you could get through with a flathead, and I believe a number 3 Robertson will also work on these type of screws. You can use any of the above. I'm going to use the Phillips, and it doesn't hurt to have a set of needle nose pliers with a cutter on here as well. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this insulation back with my knife, and then we'll start stripping the internal wires. Okay, so here I have cut back the insulation, the outside casing of the cord, and then stripped back my 3 wires. And it's important to know which of the 3 is which. So your green is your ground, and that's going to get hooked up down here to this ground prong. Your black is your hot wire. That's the one that carries the current to the load, and that's going to get hooked up on this side here to this brass, where the brass screw is. And your white is your neutral, and that's going to get hooked up to the silver side over here. So now the first thing you're going to do, these things come apart, right? So you're going to feed your cord in through the back like so, and leave it there. It's going to reattach later. And then you're going to attach your 3 wires to the leads that they're supposed to be attached to. So I've got the black in first, and I'm going to screw that down. Okay, so there's the black is attached. This job goes quite quickly once you get going on it. I'm going to stick the white or neutral into the other side. Screw that down. And then the green goes on where the green screw is. Just give it a twist there, hold it all together. And then tighten that one up. You're not trying to so tight that you break anything, but really good snug. And they're all attached now. So then you're going to bring your end up, and it only goes in one way. So the ground goes to the bottom. Index it properly, slide it in, and then you're going to, these screws hold it together. And it's important when you cut the outside of your cord off that you leave enough so that there's no exposed internal wires on the outside. And then you tighten your backing down, and this clamps onto the main part of your cord and holds the so there's no strain on those internal attachments. So get these screwed down good and tight. And it clamps down on the back here. And if you choose, if you'd like, you could put a little bit of silicone in there. You can wrap some electrical tape around it. So that's what this end here looks like now. Okay, so I've cut the other end of my cord back and stripped off the wires on the inside, and I pulled apart the other end of my plug. So the way that you index this, your green is going to be your green wire, that's your ground. Your black goes into the brass colored screw, the white goes into the silver colored screw. The other way you can tell is when you're looking at the plug itself, this shorter inlet here is this is where the hot side is. So this is where your power runs. Your neutral is on this side over here. So now I'm going to insert these things after I feed it through the back end here, which I forgot to loosen the screws off, so I'm going to do that now. I should actually, I guess, put a disclaimer through that you're not really supposed to work on electrical stuff unless you're an electrician, and I'm not an electrician, but I have been doing this kind of thing for a very long time and feel very comfortable not only doing it but explaining to others how it's done. If anybody who's watching sees anything that they think I'm doing wrong, feel free to let me know. I'm not gonna be offended if you tell me I'm doing something incorrect. So I am going to feed the hot end, the black wire, in first to where it belongs. Brass colored screw. The other side is going to get the neutral. And then the green, my ground. Goes into the green colored screw. So they're all good and tight. Feed the back end up again now. And again, make sure you've got it indexed correctly. You'll know you've got it indexed correctly when you push down on these and they're not sliding in. That's because they're at the top of their threads. Then you can go ahead and screw them down. They do not take very many turns to get them to bottom out. And don't try to turn them further than they want to go. Okay, so I put that together. Again, I'm going to close up the bottom end here. This functions as a strain relief, like I was saying on the other end. And there is my newly repaired extension cord. So the only thing left to do is plug it in and put a load on it and test it. Okay, I found something. In the age of cordless tools, I have something I can use. It's a corded circular saw, because in the age of cordless tools, you still want a corded circular saw, okay? I'm not cutting anything, so I have power running through though. And that, my friends, is how I repair a extension cord that needs the ends replaced. Next time I do one, if I have to every now and then you'll get an extension cord with a cut in the middle and you want to splice it together. The way to do that is a little different, and next time I do one of those, I'll show you how that's done. So until next time, God bless you from the homestead, and yeah, these things here save you a fair bit of money on the homestead. You know, these were just over 10 bucks. The extension cord, probably 50 to 100. I'll pay the 10 bucks every day. We'll see you next time.